We've provided data before on a week's worth of optimization that's actually had a modicum of success. Is a week long enough in my opinion? Not really. It doesn't really suit my knowledge of having enough in-sample data for us to make good decisions. But there is also an argument that says, okay, it's proper recency, isn't it? So there's no right or wrong to how much data, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, just be consistent with it. What you could probably do is use your 5 licenses. Okay, I'm going to do a 12-week, 1 to 3 optimization, a 6 weeks and a 2 weeks, maybe on 3 of your accounts. I'm going to do that for a month and I'm going to do it for another month following the same process. Then what does that tell you? Well, you've run 6 accounts, 2 in each section. Is there a pattern? Maybe it could be the 12-week one passed both and the other 4 didn't. Well, what does that give you? Well, it's still a smallish sample size that you need to understand. There are some clues in that. It might be completely the opposite, but I don't know is the short answer, other than because you'd have to do what I've just suggested quite robustly, but it's not a bad idea to start looking at that by way of simulating that approach. I think there's just a balance between having more data is always nice. Basically, the more data we look to optimize to, the more compromises we are making. Compromises in net profit, compromises in the amount of drawdown, because basically we're trying to absorb more things within that data set, which is going to have an effect. Trying to be all things to all men, trying to manage ranging markets, volatile markets, or whatever. That's going to come at a price. And the price to that is usually less net profit and usually more drawdown. However, if last week was ranging, or the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks was working within a particular range, is there probability that can continue? Yes. Is the probability that it can change? Still yes. But if we work on that more recent data, we are compromising less, which would mean we would make more net profit and less drawdown if we're more in line with the market. So that's why I think 12 weeks is about right, but I think 1 week's too little. Somewhere in the middle, there might be a sweet spot. Just ponder what I've said, really.